Hello, welcome back to Hey Bitch.
Hey.
We are the bitches and hey.
Hey.
People like that one. People like that one. We got a lot of upvotes, so
we're the bitches.
bringing it back. Yeah, we are the bitches and hey. Bo's first voted for it.
Oh, I like it.
I miss her.
Yeah, I wish she was here right now.
Yeah, I really wish she was here right now.
Yeah, I miss you, Bose. I hope you're watching this.
But who is here? Let's take a roll call.
Bitch Gio.
I'm bitch Nikki.
You don't have to call yourself a bitch, Cassey. I'm Jessica.
We'll just know you're one.
And I'm Cassey.
Yeah, she's not a bitch. She's far from a bitch.
She's a hoe.
I am literally, I'm hoe Cassey. This is right.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it.
All right. Well, welcome to the show today, Cassey. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
For those of you who don't know, she's Blogilates on YouTube and pretty much everywhere, right? That's
Yeah, I'm
branding
lucky.
is on point.
Lucky I got in early. You know?
That's such
Yeah.
a good name.
And
too.
she's literally everywhere. You can find her at like 24 Hour Fitness. You can find her like you were at like in Jamba Juice. Like you're literally everywhere.
What?
Yeah.
She works at all these places.
No.
She's working at Jamba Juice.
She's a hustler.
Damn, Gio just ratting her out. Like,
No, they teach her I was gonna say business courses. Her fitness courses at 24 Hour Fitness. Like
Okay.
she came up with her own stuff. Like that's how badass she is.
this makes a lot more sense.
Okay,
So, Cassey is in the health and fitness industry. And how did that come to be? Like, how did you start that journey?
Okay, so when I was 16, I got super into Pilates. I started doing Pilates DVDs. Mari Windsor, I don't know if anyone remembers that
do remember
infomercial.
that.
Yes,
It was huge.
huge. So I got super into it, and I started doing her like DVDs in my bedroom. And it's so funny because now girls are doing my YouTube videos in their bedrooms. So it's
I've
super
done your
full
YouTube
circle.
videos a lot. Yeah.
Well, thank
the
you.
8-minute ab one was like
Yeah.
my go-to.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's
but
a
then
really
I
good
memorized
one.
all the words.
Yeah, you could basically teach it yourself, right? So when I got into college, I needed like a side job. So I went on Craigslist and I found that they were looking for a Pilates instructor down the street. And I totally wasn't even certified, but I was like, whatevs, I'm going to go to the audition anyway.
That's amazing.
So I went and then they really liked me, found out I wasn't certified. So they were like, okay, we'll like fund your certification. So I started teaching in college that's how it started. Then in 2009, I filmed my first YouTube video, not thinking it'd be anything. It was literally me filming my final like workout for my classes in Southern California before I moved off to Boston for my first job. It was a 10-minute ab workout for like literally 40 people at 24 Hour Fitness. So I started working at 24 Hour Fitness too.
Oh, I was kind of half right. You see?
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, very true. Very true. So
you got her roots.
I got roots. So basically, it was for 40 people, and then the next time I looked at it, there were a few hundred views, and then thousands of views, and people asking for more. So that's how it
2009
started.
is like OG YouTuber. Like
super.
I don't even think that beauty gurus, the term that they use today to refer to like that group, wasn't even a thing yet.
Yeah, I think it was just Michelle Phan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember her.
Yeah.
I remember like Andrea's Choice was there, and
Yes,
like
the
they're
twins.
Yeah, yeah. But that
Where are
wasn't
they
like
now?
a big thing. It wasn't like beauty gurus. Like it was just starting.
Yeah. And also like back then, because I was a certified instructor, but I was on YouTube, like the traditional media was like, oh, you're not legit.
Totally.
It was like that. Whereas now they're like, oh, social media people, like, let's write all about all of them. We're all celebrities.
We all have to start a social media. Oh my God, so many
Yeah.
people that, because I was from like acting industry and my manager at the time was like, this is going to ruin your career and all kinds of
my
stuff.
God.
And now every actor wants a social media.
Yep.
So you got in on the ground floor really early. And so you've always kind of shared your journey, right, with everybody that's following along. And I think that's really inspirational. And I've definitely been helped by your videos before. But recently you were sharing about your newest goal and you got some flack for it.
Yeah.
Drama.
Let's talk about that.
It's
okay.
the tea time, ladies.
Tea time. Time for the tea.
Oh, we should bring out a little
Kettle
mug.
is brewing.
Okay, so like, do you guys ever feel like the more you're on social media, the bigger you get, the more like people criticize you about literally
course.
everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So like back when I started in 2009 and stuff, I was blogging. That's how Blogilates came to be. I'm a blogger and I do Pilates. Anyway, so I would just like write whatever I thought. And literally, guys, my stuff isn't even offensive. It's like, I'm like Disneyland. Like
You really are.
there's nothing offensive about writing. Right. So anyway, as social media became more of a thing, everything that I said or did became criticized. So then I was like, oh, like I don't want to offend anyone. So I started like closing in and not like saying things anymore. And I just felt like a vanilla cupcake who had to be perfect at all times.
Yeah.
And then, you know, a few weeks ago, I went to a retreat and had this epiphany that I'm no longer being myself. I'm not even authentic to myself because I'm scared of hurting people's feelings. And again, I'm not even doing offensive things. So I was like, you know what? I want to get in the best shape of my life, mentally and physically. So I'm going to blog every single day because I used to blog 7 days a week back in the day. And then as people started saying more and more stuff, I went down to literally 7 times a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
writing is my therapy. And so I just been feeling really like just not myself. So I was like, you know what? We're going to do this. 90 days, 12 weeks is the amount of time it takes usually for a transformation if you're super focused. And so I announced that. I wanted to have, get down to athlete body fat percentage level. And I also said this probably means that I'll get to a certain weight. And as soon as I announced that and what I was going to do, how I was going to eat, people like flipped out. And they were like, oh my God, you're such a disappointment, an embarrassment to our community. You are a bad role model for women everywhere. Unfollow, unsubscribe.
So when you're saying people, these are literally your fans.
my fans.
So,
Sorry, my fans.
did you say anything to like shame people that weren't doing it or anything like that?
So this is my theory on how this all happened. So very realistically, like when I look at my body and you compare me to, you know, your traditional like trainer or like fitness person, they've got a six packs abs, they got huge butts, and they just look away.
Yeah.
I don't look that way. Okay. Like I'm just very, I don't know, quote unquote normal or something. And the media, once they started talking about me years ago, they kind of categorized me into the body positive group because I didn't look away. So like for me, it's like I never set out to be a body positive activist. I was just me being me teaching Pilates because at the end of the day, I'm a group fitness instructor. I teach. I make sure that you guys can help find the joy in working out. That is my mission and my purpose. But then the media put me in that body positive group, which is fine. Like, I think that's great. And I think the whole body positive movement is so wonderful because as we see more and more women post pictures of themselves with, you know, rolls or cellulite, like it's really empowering.
And it aligns literally with what you just said, which is it's a mental state of mind.
It is totally a mental state of mind. So anyway, I think the body positive movement is great. But because it got categorized in that space as an activist, all of a sudden now me wanting to lose some weight, it's like a problem.
That doesn't make any sense.
Shouldn't body positivity be about like, you know, whatever you want your body to be like, you get to celebrate that?
Yeah.
Not like don't have any goals.
You can never
like, you can
change.
Never
Well, it's like you can never have any muscle definition because now
you're working on yourself.
You're outside of the normal bubble. So that's just so odd to me.
It's almost like you're into organic food or whatever, and then you want to try a cool like makeup look that's like not a natural makeup look, and people are like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
get out!"
Like literally. No, I 100% like I am still. You know, the reason why I started this journey was for myself, so I have to keep reminding myself, don't worry about what they say.
Yes,
but it's just like it's crazy how people can twist the word body positivity and use it how they want to use it. I think there's a lot of things that get confused. There's body positivity, there's fat acceptance, there's the whole origin of body positive, which came from like someone recovering from anorexia. But at the end of the day, I feel that if I'm being positive about my body during my journey, no matter if I want to gain weight, lose weight, or literally whatever, that's my whole thing. But for someone else to go out and say like, oh, Cassey has an eating disorder, she is relapsing, she has a mental health illness, and she needs to see a professional. And it's just like really offensive because it's like, you don't even know me. Like I have goals, and just because I decided to announce my numerical goals does not mean I have a problem. It means I am focused. And that's how I function in my business, in my everyday life. I am numbers focused. I like analytics.
Yeah, my theory is that people are bored and there's like a severe lack of identity right now, and people are latching on to like, ooh, well, I don't want to, you know, like I'm going to be body positive or whatever, and that means this, and they define it so strictly, and then they just project anyone that's not doing that thing, you know, and it can be body positivity, it could be in politics, it could be environmentalist, it could be veganism or whatever it is. If you're not following the exact rules and structure and they're being a perfect body positive person and you're not, and you're going outside the box, they just like need to put you down in order to build their identity up and like confirm that they're doing the right thing.
Well, and you're also
ridiculous.
I mean, they found like their little safe space, and like you're challenging that for them. So you're making them focus on themselves, and they don't like that because they're like, well, body positivity to me sounds like I can cut corners, I can be a little bit lazy, basically doing what I'm doing right now. But now Cassie's the person that I was latching on to. Now she has goals And I'm like, I don't. And like, I don't like that about myself. So I'm going to put her down. Literally what you said.
Yeah.
Like I 100% understand why this is happening. I knew I was going to get controversy by announcing that I had numerical goals. And one of the main comments that I kept getting was, oh my gosh, Cassey, like your goal weight, or no, your starting weight is my goal weight. And like, you already look good. You have no fat to lose. It's like, you don't even like know, like I'm
Compared to what?
I'm a fitness instructor and I like fitness and like I'm gonna go hard. So I understand that because my whole mission is find the joy in working out, making sure it's fun. I normally don't talk about that stuff, but I was in a bikini competition back in 2012 where like numbers were super insane for me. So I understand that kind of training. But I think a lot of people start following me after that too.
Yeah, and they don't know that world.
They don't know that world. So all of a sudden,
in fitness to understand.
You have to understand, and you have to understand that it's just a number. It's not something emotional. So I think a lot of people came on like seeing me as like this body positive role model, which is wonderful because I truly believe if you find the joy in working out, the numbers really are just a side benefit.
Yeah.
But there's a season for everything. And this season, I'm focusing on the numbers because I want to get to a certain place.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine.
You know, it'd be really dope. I feel like because this is a journey for you, right? And you want to bring along your loyal fans, I think it would be really cool to educate them on that. Because me, I have a fitness background. So I understand when you say numbers and BMI and all that stuff, I get what you're talking about. And I know it's goal driven. And I know that like there's different body fat percentages that will make people look like, if there's someone that's a bodybuilder, you know, those really jacked muscular dudes, for some people that's disgusting. And they're like, whoa, like that guy's obviously on you know, steroids and yuck. Like that's not even human. But for other people, it's like, wow, that's dedication. That's hard work, right? But if you don't come from that space, that's why when girls are lifting, the majority of people are like, people too are like, well, she shouldn't be lifting. She's going to look muscular and big like those bodybuilder guys. So it'd be cool if you take your fans on that journey of like, hey, let me introduce you to the whole scope of this fitness world. This is what a bodybuilder looks like. This is what they do. This is a CrossFitter. This is whatever. And like you're kind of educating them and kind of giving them like a crash course.
Yeah. And that's why I'm writing about everything on my blog every day.
Are you writing about the adversity too? Because I feel like that's like part of the journey.
My God. Literally the first like 5 days was, I don't want it to sound like I was defending myself, but I felt like it was me defending myself.
I mean, you should.
Yeah, I just want, again, like this is a journey for me.
Yeah.
I just like want to do what I do, but it's like I have to keep explaining why I'm telling you my numbers because if someone is joining in right now, they're like, whoa, like she's crazy or she's obsessive. But you know what?
Do you think it's a bad thing to lose those people? Because that means you're outgrowing each other. You guys just don't understand each other anymore.
You know, if my content isn't serving you, it's cool. Like break up with me. You don't need to be here. I want to be someone who can guide you and give you what you need in life to achieve what you want to achieve. And if these 90 days don't serve you, then it's cool. I think it's good that they leave. If they know that they're in their head, this mental space is not safe for them, they should go. And I think it's fine. I think it's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I would agree with that. With that.
And on that note, we're going to take our first break. We will be right back. Well, it's not really a break. You're still going to see us. We're actually still right here.
Oh, that's awkward. I'm clearing my throat.
Super awkward.
Really
Our
awkward,
first sponsor today is Lola. Thank you to Lola.
And this is cool because they deal with not being awkward.
They deal with not being awkward.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you're trying to tell me right now.
Okay.
Gio,
All right.
but
You'll see.
Lola is a female-founded company offering a line of organic tampons, pads, liners, all-natural cleansing wipes. They actually have cleansing wipes now. Did we have it last time?
Oh, I thought you were going to turn that back to my awkward. I'm like, no, I don't stink. That's not
Cleansing
awkward.
wipes, so you don't have to feel awkward.
No, the awkward part is that they deliver. So you can do all of the shopping online. It's discreet.
Oh, I see. You don't have to go buy stuff in the grocery
Yes.
store. Yeah.
So for me growing up, I dreaded having to go to the grocery store just because I needed pads. And I'm like, oh my God, people are going to know that I'm freaking bleeding right now. Oh my God, this is so freaking embarrassing. So I would buy another item that would cover it, like a box of cereal or something that I would like.
It never actually hides it.
You're like a boy.
I am, but it's just because I didn't have options
it.
like Lola growing up.
Yeah.
So anyway, Lola makes your month a little bit easier. The subscription is fully customizable. You can choose your mix of products, a mix
love
of
it.
absorbency, the number of boxes, and the frequency of delivery. Lola's
Yes.
subscription is super flexible. You can change, skip, or cancel your subscription at any time. So For 40% off of all subscriptions, visit mylola.com and enter our code BTCH when you subscribe.
Yes, 40% off. Don't miss out on that. Go for it. Get it.
Great deal.
Get those
Yeah,
tampons.
get it. Okay.
You bloody bitch.
Oh, wow.
Just kidding.
Okay, God.
And we're back.
Yeah, but if you're in like another country, like if you're in the UK or something, that
You
meant
bloody
something,
bitch.
that meant
You
something
bloody
completely
bitch.
different. Yeah. No, it's I've actually experienced a lot of, not your level of backlash, because I'm just not as popular as you are, especially in the fitness space, but the fitness community for some reason is very toxic. Like it's the most, I mean, I guess because I've been in like comedy space and I've been in fitness. I don't know gamer, I don't know that other stuff, but the fitness one is really toxic.
Do you think because it's such a superficial
And very sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's crazy too on that note? I have a friend who is just now going in. She was in the beauty space and she found a passion with fitness and she's just now going into that fitness world. And she just has always been open about sharing her journey, her personal journey.
Yeah.
And she's very much like find the joy and fun in fitness and working out. And that's what she loves to do is coach people and like see them like blossom and like find their themselves basically through the workout. And she recently shared on her stories the other way where she was talking about eating pizza and like treating yourself. And she got so much hate, like flooded. She came to me crying and she was like,
no.
I don't understand. Like I was just sharing, like, you can treat yourself. And all these fitness people were like, how dare you be in this industry? It doesn't sound like you're very fit. Doesn't
Wait,
sound like you're
that's
very
crazy.
healthy.
Wait, that's crazy.
That's projection.
But, you know, it's
Yeah.
very interesting because I have to walk this super fine line because, oh my gosh, I like pizza, right? If I show it, it's a good thing because it shows everyone
Body
that it's body positive. It's that, you know, don't feel guilt. And honestly, like I did have orthorexia like back in 2012, 2013.
What's that?
What
It's
is that?
basically when you're really obsessed with how healthy your food is.
Okay.
Because I went off of a bikini competition diet, which was like super high protein, low fat, just really intense, super restricted, that by the time I got off of it, I was scared of bananas and apples. I was just like terrified of them.
Yeah, because now
So-
it's just a number that's going to add to your caloric whatever.
Yeah, and I had like metabolic, like damage, and so anytime I ate anything that wasn't like
bloated.
protein
Bloated.
powder and egg whites, like straight up became a sponge. Anyway, so it took me years to like get out of that, and I struggled with it. But like now I'm at a healthy mental.
You made a
space.
video about that, right?
Yeah, well, I made a lot of videos about stuff like that. Yeah,
I stumbled across one because I was really into like I got over I guess bulimia like
Okay.
in high school, but I was watching a lot of videos on that later, just of other people that went through it too. And I never I could never throw up, but I would just binge and then be in the gym all day, like just hours and hours and hours and hours of like purging that way.
Right.
But yeah, I just thought that video was really cool of you opening up, and that was the first like, I don't know, influencer video that I saw people doing that.
Oh, that's
what
cool.
was it? Like, what was it saying?
About eating disorders.
I don't remember which video, but there was one I think I titled like I have an eating disorder. I think I have
Yeah,
an eating
I think
disorder,
it was that one.
and it's interesting because you don't know that you have one until like after the fact. You're like, whoa, I was acting crazy. But back to the pizza thing, it's interesting because I wouldn't get that type of flack. People see me eating pizza like, oh yeah, she's being healthy. I mean, she like mentally, she's being
get that.
mentally
I
healthy.
see.
And then when I'm telling people, okay, I'm going to go like pretty much keto. This is why I'm going to eat lots of veggies and fats and like meats and stuff. All of a sudden it's like, oh my God, you are so restricted. This is so unhealthy. You have an eating disorder.
So you got the body positivity people because they relate to you and
Yes.
your body shape, and they're like, you're my goals because you're not perfect.
Yes, exactly.
Or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
now you're like improving yourself and you're going to start looking like you're going to have a six pack, and oh no.
I don't know if I'll ever have a
Now-
six pack. I don't know. My genetics are
really like they're scared they can't relate to you anymore if you do any sort of improvement.
Well, it sounds like to me, like, because I don't know really too much about this whole situation, but it sounds like because in the past you were open about eating disorders and then the other food disorder that you were talking about, that's probably the main reason why everyone is like, oh, now you can't ever put restrictions on yourself ever again because then it just means that you have an eating disorder. So what are you supposed to do now? Like, you've overshared and then now you're kind of like...
You know, I put myself in this place and I live a public life. But I think, like Gio said, it's about education. And really, I think what I need to somehow show, and people aren't quite grasping on yet is that you can have an eating disorder and you can get better and then you can continue
Stay
to
better.
improve
You can still be
yourself
an
and get
athlete
stronger
in a healthy way.
Yeah, and I think it's like, it's not like it happens one time and you're damaged forever type thing. It's like, no, I'm now on like my like a resurrection, you know, something like that.
It's like after you go through
phase.
therapy, you
Yeah.
like healed, and now you have the tools you need. Like if you ever start slipping, you're like, oh wait, no.
Like I know what that is.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
is it wrong to think of an eating disorder as like an addiction where people say like, oh, if you've been an addict in the past, you're always going to be an addict. Like if you've been an alcoholic, you're kind of always an alcoholic. You're just always holding yourself back from it.
Yeah, I think
Is
that's
eating
wrong.
disorder separate from that?
I think it's more like a relationship with food. For me personally, it was like healing that relationship because it stems from psychological stuff rather than like, I feel like addicts,
addiction.
it's like, it's almost, I don't know, genetic. I feel like sometimes it runs
Like
in the
chemical?
family. Like, yeah, chemical addiction. Whereas I felt like I'm not an addict in any way, but I got an eating disorder because I like had a terrible relationship with food and body image. Yeah.
I think this is why Cassey is so popular and like mega famous is because if I was in the situation that you are right now,
I'd just be like this.
yes, yes, I'd be like, okay, fucking unsubscribe, fuck off, fuck you.
I tried to say that in a nice way.
Like, bless your heart.
Yeah, that's why you're mega successful.
Yeah,
And
but sometimes I wish I could be like you and just be like, just go away. Like, just get out.
So what's your,
that sounds really nice.
I just don't know how to.
maybe if people like understood more, like what's your why for why you want to?
I just want to. Okay. For me, I had not been blogging for a really long time. So the number one why was to find who I was again. And writing for me is therapeutic. So why is to blog every day so that I can be authentic again to myself. Secondly, I want to get in the best shape of my life because why not? I just want to.
And by shape, what do you mean?
I mean, I want to get down to 20% body fat, which is athlete level.
Just
so I
to
want to
see
get
it,
there.
like if you could
Okay.
do it, like,
Yeah,
just like
and-
a fun experiment.
And yes, and on my terms, because I've done it with a bodybuilding coach. I did the competition, got like super eating disorder, like hated myself. Every time I looked in the mirror, I was like, I'm still too fat. And I was like
Yeah.
literally 20 pounds lighter than I am right now. I want to do it in my way where I am loving my body, loving every step of the way. And currently, like, I'm having so much fun. Like, I'm going
Yeah.
hardcore at the gym. I'm making out my own food and I'm not like crazy like I'm not hungry.
I think people don't understand
Yeah.
the hard work. Excuse me, the hard work that goes into it, and then how fucking rewarding it is to start seeing these muscles develop.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to create and build muscle. Like you guys, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like
Especially for
Bart's-
girls.
Especially for we don't produce that type of testosterone to build that type of muscle. So anytime there's any sort of like formation of like a like any sort of muscle, it's addicting kind of.
It's progress, and I love progress.
Yeah.
Whether it's in business or fitness, like I love growth and
Yeah.
seeing progress. And then thirdly, it was for my mental health. So that goes
Yeah.
back to the blogging. Like it's just like I want discipline, I want focus, I want a goal, and I want to get there.
Yeah.
And then it'll make me more confident. I think
Yeah.
it'll just like be better for my entire life. You know?
Yeah, I can really
That's it.
relate to your third point because ever since I had Taika, I kind of put fitness on the back burner. Like it hasn't been one of my priorities. And now that he's 2 and I've left it kind of like level 5 priority of mine, which is like really low. I notice mentally I'm not as like sharp or on point or as driven as I once was when I was incorporating so much more fitness because I just had constant goals.
Yeah, goals.
Yeah,
Goals.
and then just like my my chemical levels just felt better. Like I had a better glow. Like just everything about me when I was training was just so much more on point.
Yeah, and that's why I like working out in the morning because it sets the tone for the day.
Absolutely.
Like you get the hardest thing out of the way, everything else is easy peasy.
Yeah.
And that's why to me it's like addicting, like healthy addicting, but it sets the tone, sets my
Yeah.
mood.
You know what? When I was listening to you describe your second point of like why you want to go on this journey, and it's because you want to be the best version of yourself. I think a lot of people misunderstand that, obviously. Because then for them, they're like, well, what's the point? What's the goal, right? So if you say I want to be the best version of myself, so in order to achieve that, I'm going to climb a really high mountain. Like that's a goal that they can understand. Or I'm going to do a triathlon where I'm going to like run 26 miles, swim 25 miles. I don't know what a triathlon really is in mileage. But, Yeah, so maybe this is something that they don't understand, and that's why they're so quick to jump on. Well, then you have some mental issues because there's no goal. Like, they don't understand your goal. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's also, I think, because maybe because you attached numbers to it. You were talking about that before. And I know, like, getting over an eating disorder, one thing that you're obsessed about when you have an eating disorder are numbers.
Yeah.
Like, every day jumping on the scale, if that number switches from like a decimal point
That's
down,
horrible.
it ruins your day.
Yeah.
And then, like, with food, like, if you went 2 calories over like what you wanted to eat, it ruins your mental state. And so maybe if she does have a lot of people that were recovering from eating disorders, even the thought
like a trigger.
of numbers, like, for me, it was a huge trigger, and I didn't weigh myself for a long ass time.
That's the best thing you can do.
And then recently this year, I started doing it again because, you know what, I was like, I'm going to conquer my fear of that.
Yes.
Good for you.
And this is the best year I've ever had with my body in my life. And I'm nowhere near my goal weight or like what I used to be. I'm like 15 pounds over what I was at my skinniest, but I was so unhappy then.
Right.
But I did notice that, like, accepting what I decided to do was accept the number, whatever it was. And from there, I could just work and, like, celebrate progress, but not, like, get mad at myself if it wasn't what I wanted it to be. So I actually didn't set a goal number, but I just wanted to track, like, if I walk every day for 10,000 steps, does it make a difference to the number? And I just wanted to see out of curiosity.
It's an experiment.
And it was a different mindset than when I had an eating disorder. But, like, having that fear of numbers was a huge thing. So I'm thinking that maybe if you have people that relate to you on that front, and then you attach that number, it maybe triggers them.
Yeah.
And maybe you're slipping again.
For sure, it's a trigger.
Yeah.
But first, I want to say I'm so proud of you for stepping on the scale because it is scary. It is so scary. I, after, like, my eating, or during and after my eating disorder, I didn't step on the scale for, like, literally several years. I was, like, terrified of it. But at the same time, I needed that. I needed the space to distance myself and be like, the scale isn't going to define me. Like, I'm much more than my number. But then you get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm no longer scared of it, so why don't you face your fear and step on it and then not be emotionally attached to it? So that was like the second wave. And so when I did that, and a lot of this came from my husband, Sam, who was like, why are you scared of a number? It's just number. You guys are so simple.
Yeah, they don't so
Stupid boys.
And I was
like, so smart, stupid.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. So I just, like, stepped on it and I saw it and I was like, okay. And then we were like, it's just a data point. It's just a data point. And like you said, like, okay, if I walk more, or I do a HIIT workout versus Pilates workout, like, how does that affect my number? Like, as an experiment, and it's so empowering to be able to not let the scale control you anymore.
Well, and at the same time, having enough knowledge, which this is, I think, would be awesome for you to also, I mean, I'm sure you've shared this with your fans already, but also sharing that, like, the best way to gauge how you look is literally just look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like, literally just look in the mirror, and that'll tell you more than any scale can ever tell you. One, two, it, like, your body composition changes so drastically from one day to the next.
Yeah.
Because now we're talking about water intake. We're talking about like how much sodium your body retains. Like, I can take
Hormones.
a picture. Yeah, like I can dehydrate myself for 24 hours, and you're gonna see some muscle definition, right? And I'll take a picture, and you guys are gonna be like, "Holy!" I can say this is me after 6 months of working out, and you guys are gonna be like, "Whoa!" And then I'm gonna eat, like, maybe I don't know, like, I'll eat like a high sodium steak, for example. And then 3 hours later, I'm going to look bloated as shit. And I'm going to be like, this is my before. And I can fool you guys because that's how drastically your body changes. It's crazy.
Yep.
But,
And we're going to get into that with
I was salivating
our
over
next
here.
sponsor.
Steak sounds
Noom
good.
actually can help you with that. It's a healthy habit weight loss
I love
app.
Noom.
Me too.
I love it.
I think they have the right approach is a little less aggressive.
I got you.
Yeah, with the mindset going into it. So they have physical goal examples like better self-care, confidence in clothing, more energy, and, like, your overall glow.
Yeah.
The psychological examples are like healthy choices and your self-worth and better mood, and it controls your anxiety and stress, which that was like the mindset that I really needed to
Yeah.
take on. And then the social examples is like go out to avoid temptations at home, self-control, social comfort, trusting your ability to make good choices. And Noom just really helped me like break some of those bad habits. I know we just discussed like the fear of the scale and the fear of numbers. They actually help you to like go on the scale and like not be afraid and track your progress and celebrate things that are just even like social stuff that you used to struggle with. Yeah. So I really like that. Noom is a habit changing solution that helps users learn to develop a new relationship with food through personalized courses. It's based in psychology. So they teach you why you do what you do. And they give you tools to break bad habits and replace them with better ones. I really like that they like would take you through like a little course each day and like explain why you're doing those things.
Yeah. And you're never too busy for it because they do offer 10-minute a day workouts. So there's no excuses.
Yeah. And one of the biggest and most accurate food databases, it lets you track meal habits, visualize portion sizes, and see calorie density at a glance. So sign up for your free trial today at Noom. That's noom.com/BTCH. Visit noom.com/BTCH to start your trial. Noom.com/BTCH. Cool. So let's talk about your because when you have goals and you're seeing progress, how that affects your confidence, because that made a huge impact for me this year. That was unexpected. I actually started going on this really restrictive diet because I found out I had SIBO, which is
I thought it was Cebu, but that's in the Philippines.
That's in the Philippines. I am Filipino, so maybe it's both.
That's what it is. Okay.
But yeah, I was bloated for 3 years to the point where I would wake up looking 6 months pregnant. No joke. I have pictures, like it's crazy. And that became like my new normal, but it was depressing because I'm like, I was working out like crazy.
Yeah.
I was eating the right foods. I was eating super clean and nothing was working. And I was super underconfident and it started affecting my self-esteem a lot. And then I went to a gastroenterologist, found out I had SIBO.
I fucked you up. I'm sorry. She had Cebu.
And I went on this restrictive diet, and it's funny the mindset that people have when I'm like, oh, I'm on this restrictive diet. And they judge you right away. They're like, why? You don't need to lose weight. And I'm like, no, it's
They're
because of my
insecure about it.
bacteria.
Wait, so what can you eat or not eat on seafood?
So I was on a low Fodmap diet, which is, I don't even know what that
Speak
stands
English.
for.
It's this
You just have to
Filipino.
Google it, you know. It's like freaking, I don't even want to begin to try to
that's
pretend like I understand it. But basically, the list of what you can eat was much shorter than the list that you can't eat. So I just went off the list I could eat, and I ate the same thing every day, and I actually cleared it. So I tested for it. I was positive. I went on antimicrobials, and I cleared.
I'm not going to hear you talk about it anymore. Fuck
Took
yeah.
3 months. Well, actually, I still have to be on it because it can come back. But now we're working on rebuilding my gut. But my point
Amazing.
was, I have never worn a crop top in my life. In my life.
And you look so good.
Looks not
so good.
Ever. And just the confidence of, I ended up losing 10 pounds or 15 pounds on it, which was not my goal. I was not like on a weight loss goal, but I lost that, and then I lost 3 inches in my waist, and I was measuring. I was like doing like the numbers just to like see what would happen.
Yeah.
And I just felt like so much more confident, and I've been taking like full body pictures, which I always used to like avoid before, and I felt like I was really hiding in my body and in my clothes. And after going through that journey, which it really was a journey, and tracking it all, I just feel so much more confident. I love my body. But it started with the self-acceptance of, you know, at the start. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that confidence level. I don't think people understand that when you have a goal and you're just seeing progress, it boosts that. Regardless of it's a number or not.
Because it's achieving something, it's checking something off, and it's not just about your body. Like you said, it's a great side benefit, but you're trying to solve a problem and you did it, and that feels so good.
Yeah.
The bloating.
Especially with struggling, if you're struggling for years and you don't know what the hell is wrong with your body, and you start, I don't know, I made my body my enemy because I was like, I can't figure you out. You know, I tried every diet, I tried every like, you know, fitness course. I spent so much money and like watched so many videos and could not figure it out. And then when you finally get to see like, oh, this problem, this goal is getting solved. It just like increases your happiness.
Yeah. I'm really happy with the way things are right now. Like I'm happy that I go to like Nike.com and I'm trying to buy some leggings, and it's like,
you look amazing.
Oh, thank you. Where did that come from?
Because you're a mom and you had a baby, and you just, like your body went like this, like
thank you.
And you look
Well, this is a thing that I'll kind of tap into that I was kind of going into. So thank you.
Yeah.
So when I'm like on Nike.com, I'm trying to buy leggings or whatever, and I see girls of different body shapes, I'm like, holy shit, what a time to be alive. Like that's fucking amazing. Cause in the past, at least, it was looked down upon, right? Like to not look like these girls that are constantly being advertised. It's like, well, then you're wrong. You're different. And now we have a lot of females that are like, this is cellulite. I got it. You got it too. Don't hide it. And we're all like, yeah, like that's okay. And because it was, we're in that space right now. When I got pregnant, and then I had my baby, like I had gained and I kept like 10 extra pounds that I just wasn't used to. And keep in mind, I had been training really hard. I want to say for like close to maybe 7 years, where I was really dedicated and going to the gym all the time and like really tracking, my nutrition.
Macros.
Yeah, my macros and my nutrition and stuff. So my initial reaction was like, I got to get back. I got to get back to my body. I got to get back to my body. But then I'm like, why? Like, why am I so worried about my body at this point? Like, why do I care about my body? And I realized that it was because of these like societal pressures and just how I was raised and just what I was raised and what I was taught that this is what beauty is. Women are supposed to look this way. You're supposed to wear makeup. You're supposed to do whatever. That I really had to take a step back. And that's why I appreciate like all of you girls here and what you're doing, Cassey, that's not the point. Like the point is not to look a certain way for others. The point is there's a goal in mind, and now what can we do to set this to achieve this goal? So for me, what had to change was that mindset, and the new goal became I'm going to provide for my child, which was I'm going to eat right because I'm breastfeeding at the time, and then I was going, but if I'm gonna diet and do all that, like my kid's not getting the nutrition anymore because I'm just focusing on the physical part. So that was really, really cool to like have those things kind of click in my mind because I no longer felt this pressure to look a type of way.
Yeah.
It was like, no, my goal right now is to be like, like the giving tree for my kid, and then once he was fine and all of that, then I'm like, cool, what's my goal now? Okay, well, my goal is, I don't want to huff and puff when I like go up some stairs right now. Like I was literally like so out of shape. I just would go upstairs like 10 steps and I'm like breathing really heavy.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of changed. I think I got to work on my cardio, but it was never one
goals.
it was never one of those like, I want to look tiny and I want to do this,
Yeah.
it was never that.
I think sometimes people think that if you have a goal, that means you're not happy with where you are now.
Absolutely.
And I don't,
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily the case, like with everybody, maybe for some people, but I think in your case, like you're like, no, I'm happy now, but I'm also like on a journey.
You know what I think is interesting, because some of the comments and criticisms I started getting were like, oh, you shouldn't be worried about your weight or your body fat unless like it's life threatening. And I felt like that was a really extreme thing to say, because you wouldn't say that about career or financials. Like, oh, you shouldn't worry about how much you make unless you're about to be homeless. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, people don't say
they're
it about
assuming
that.
Fat people are healthy and skinny people are not, which is also wrong.
I mean, the whole thing is just like, you know what? Everything is so personal.
Yeah.
Everything is your own thing. Like only you and maybe your doctor knows what's going on. So it's not okay to like start diagnosing people based on what you see on the outside, because there are people who are skinny fat. They might look really slim, but you don't know.
I'm
like
skinny fat right now.
you don't look. You
no,
look,
I am.
Really? Okay.
I'm not calling myself fat at all, but in terms of my muscle to fat
like
ratio,
what you're used to.
Yeah, my muscle to fat ratio is not what I want it to be. Yeah.
Do you have like a goal in mind for what
Not
you want
right
to do?
now,
No,
no.
You're just like living life.
Yeah.
Taking
I
care
don't
of
really have
Taika.
that.
Love it. Yeah, and see, there's seasons, right? Like there's seasons when you're like you're cool with it, and there's seasons where like, hey, let's kick it up into high gear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
And like
fine.
your body is like this really dope like temple, if you will, where you can mold it and change it, and like it's fucking cool. Like that's why I got boob implants, because that's one thing I couldn't change. And that was something that I wanted to do for myself, not because I have like low self-esteem, which was one of the first things that they always tell girls I get breast augmentation and or any type of surgery. It's like, oh, she must be insecure. But it was like, man, that's the only thing I can't really grow. I can grow my ass, I can slim down my waist, I can do all these different things. I could put fake eyelashes on, I could change my hair, I could literally change everything on my body, except I guess my eye color, or maybe you can
Contacts.
but boobs I couldn't, like I couldn't do that. So I'm like, dude, this is my ideal type, and this is the art piece that I see in myself.
Yeah.
And I'm this canvas that I'm going to paint my own picture. Like,
I
fuck
love
you.
that. I love that.
You own your body. You own it.
Yes.
So
yes.
what kind of because you're not, well, you are in the fitness space, but you're also in comedy and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you get any backlash when you got boob implants?
Yeah, of course, but I don't think I don't know how much because I didn't really pay attention.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
and I
good.
guess it wasn't enough for it to like leak into my personal bubble space. So I guess it wasn't much.
Okay, that's cool.
I think because I also come off as like fuck off.
Yeah, like,
maybe
so
they're
just-
like she's a bitch anyway. Yeah,
And I love how everyone's an expert. Like when you're on your own personal thing,
Girl,
everyone's an
fitness
expert.
especially, everyone's an expert. Like if you squat something, they're like, actually, your knees shouldn't be passing.
Right.
And I'm like, do you even lift?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's so weird.
It's even worse in the nutrition space. Like that
God.
straight up is like
Yeah.
religion and cults. Like straight up. And I went through some drama with that sort of stuff too.
Well, there's
And
so much like conflicting information out there that like what's healthy for one person might not work for another
Absolutely.
person's body
And
type.
that's 100%.
That's the thing. People don't understand that. They think someone looks so good. She's selling this meal plan that's got to be the only
Yeah.
way. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, like our DNA is different. Our genes are different. Like literally.
and
like
there's plastic surgery now. They're not
Yes.
even telling the truth.
No, seriously. And just because you have a big butt, all of a sudden you can sell a bunch of like booty programs
And
for
you-
like
yeah.
28 days. Like, but that is how it works because Instagram is like a billboard. And
sucks.
like, I don't
It's
know.
a
There's
lie.
just so much to talk about in that
Yeah.
space.
That's how it's always been too. Like even
Yeah.
with like back in the 50s with the cigarette sales and like
Yeah.
the women with the like long skinny ones. It's all about like what people perceive as like,
Yeah.
oh, if I get that, then I'll look like her.
Yes. Yes.
And it's just so silly. There's also like we all have different blood types. Like people,
Everything.
we process food differently. I remember back like a couple years ago, I do like plant-based cooking on my YouTube channel, and I'm pescatarian, but at that
Yeah.
time I was transitioning from being like omnivore, eating all
Yeah.
meat and everything, to like trying out a plant-based diet.
Okay.
And then like a year into it is when I started having the like bloating problems.
Interesting.
And people were like, it's because you need to go back to eating meat. And I'm like, I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
It might be, but I don't know. And
Yeah.
so I was testing, like that's when I started incorporating fish back into my diet
Yeah.
and doing that. It didn't help. And I
Okay.
was like, there's something wrong. But
Yeah.
so many people are experts and so many are like, it's because of this. It's because you're not doing enough HIIT workouts. It's because you're not doing cardio.
Yeah.
It's because
Like,
blah, blah, blah.
you
You're not
don't
drinking
know.
enough water. And I'm like,
Don't know.
you don't, are you
What
in
if
my
we
life?
do? What if,
my life?
what if we hear all these comments, but then flip our perspective and then hear them in a way where they love you a lot?
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
and I'm sure
Yeah.
it comes from a place of where they want to help. Maybe
Yeah, because
they
they
went through
connect with
something.
you so hard that they're like,
Totally.
we don't know how to show love other than to criticize you because that's our version of love.
Yeah.
So then for us to like flip that in our head and be like, oh fuck, they really fucking care about us. Like, what can I do to help them then? Because they're obviously misinformed.
I 100% agree because a lot of the comments that are coming in, they're straight up like novels. It's not just a one-liner
passion,
like
dude.
oh you have an eating disorder. It's straight up like looks like this, da, 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 like every single comment. So I agree that it is coming from a place of concern and love. So how would you guys suggest that I deal with it? How
I think for me then it's what I kind of suggested earlier where you kind of walk them through, just kind of the fitness world as like basic as possible, but
Yeah.
like where people can grasp it because
Yeah.
I feel like the masses doesn't understand. Like they're still stuck in like the misinformed like 10-year ago fitness. Like fitness has completely progressed and skyrocketed within the last like I want to say 5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Like once we opened up barbell, like things were still kind of old school. But then within the last five. I have a Korean
Filipino.
accent. Oh yeah, Filipino. The last 5 years, like the information is amazing. Like we found out the food pyramid is a fucking joke. Like we find out
yeah.
so many things
Yeah.
that like you grew up knowing as facts. That like
And
it'd be
nutrition
cool.
is all like this.
It is.
Oh,
it
it's
is.
crazy. I mean, like, eating fats is in now. Maybe it won't be next year. Like, I mean, like.
People are putting butter in their coffee. And
I
that's
mean-
okay.
Oh, they're finding out like all the low fat stuff from the 90s actually has this like additive in it that causes other shit, and you're just
extra
like
sugar and stuff.
And then gut health is a huge thing
Yeah.
now that we're just now like kind of finding out about.
You know, and I think it's great we have all this information, but you've got to experiment on yourself
Yes.
first. And like, that's what I'm doing. So like on Monday, I'm actually going in to get some blood work done and check out like my genetics and how it affects my workouts. I'm going to see my food sensitivities and things like that.
so
I'm like
cool.
actually really excited, but I
super scientific.
I hate needles.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be doing 5 tests, so they need 5 vials of blood. So I'm like really scared, but I'm also so excited to see like, okay, let me just see this whole in front of me. What do I look like inside and what can I do with that? Because right now it's kind of just experimentation and guessing. Like, oh, if I eat dairy, it makes my face have pimples, but like why? You know, like now I'm really excited to see that.
And you're blogging all of that.
I'm blogging all of it.
Yeah,
Blogilating it.
okay.
Yeah.
That's cute. I think that's a great approach because you're like taking them from ground zero and then you're just building with them.
Yeah, and I think what scares a lot of people too is that you just don't see people, or at least people on like a big platform, sharing like literally how much they weigh, what their measurements are, exactly what they're eating. And I'm just doing that, and it's like too raw, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna keep going for it because for me, it's therapeutic, and for me, it's like I'm figuring out what I'm learning, and you're learning with me.
Good
right
for
now.
you. They're like your parents right now. Before I say anything else, I do want to talk
about boobs.
My boobs again. Yes. No, okay. Y'all know. If you follow me at all, this is Gio talking. If you follow me at all, you know that I've been repping this like bra company ever since I was personally introduced to it, and that's Third Love. I absolutely have you heard of Third Love?
Yeah,
Cassey?
of course.
Oh my God, do you have one of their bras?
I don't actually.
Okay, you got to use this code. Okay,
Okay, I'm
I'll
gonna
tell
use
you
the
that. But what I really love about Third Love is I have like irregular boobs. I mean, all of us have interesting boobs. Like there's no.
You have weird boobs.
I'm a weird boob girl. Yeah. So I didn't even know that. I had no idea that there were different types of boob shapes and sizes and all that stuff. So when you go into Third Love, you go and you take this 30-second test. And in this test, they show you all the different types of boobs. And they're like, okay, well, what do your boobs like? And I'm like, or look like? And then you click on it and then it says, well, okay, what are some problem areas? And then after 30 seconds, they recommend a bra. And I was super skeptical. I'm like, yeah, right. Like, I'm doing this all at home and there's not a person like measuring. Yeah, I'm like, whatever, bro. And then I did it. They recommended it. I got it and it was shipped super freaking fast to my house. And it was perfect.
Whoa.
It was such a perfect fitted bra. Like I wasn't spilling out from it. There wasn't that cup gap.
Yeah.
Or when the straps fall off.
Yeah, and I had the issue where the straps dug into my shoulders. None of that. I was so like, I preach it because I'm about it.
Yeah, I've seen her weird boobs like up in person, and like with a Third Love bra on, you can't even tell they're weird.
No, yes.
Wait, can I just ask what's weird about your boobs?
Because my
Not really weird.
Because my rib cage, I think it like I was told from my doctor, like it's kind of instead of it being this way, like it's kind of small, like it drops, I guess. Like
Okay.
that. It's not this. It's
So your
this.
rib cage is weird, not your boobs.
Yeah, what makes my
What a
boobs look-
weird rib cage.
I know. Okay, so for you guys and for Cassey here, go to thirdlove.com/BTCH now to find your perfect fitting bras. And you can throw away all those other bras that don't work. And you get 15% off your first purchase. So again, that's thirdlove.com/BTCH for 15% off. I'm about it. I'm about good fitting bras, man. That sets the tone for your
It makes a
day.
huge difference.
It does. I hated wearing bras because, like, okay, I'm over it. I'm not gonna talk about it.
I'm not
anymore,
wearing a bra.
Nice.
but You got weird bra boobs.
But when I do wear a bra, it is a Third Love bra, and I really fucking love that bra.
Well, now I gotta try it.
Now
Yeah.
that the ad's over, but
It is.
I just
Stop
like I
talking
really like
about it
I really freaking love it though.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think what you're doing is amazing. I say stick to it. Like stick to your guns because that's the truest form of you ever. And if you're happy putting out, like if you're happy doing it, yeah, you'll get the backlash, but it's because it's change. You know, like it's a huge change.
Yeah.
These people are kind of like your parents that don't understand the space that you're going into. So you kind of have to like hold their hand a little bit.
And educate.
Yeah.
It's just about education and understanding. So like
don't stop it. Like I think you going through it, you're going to be the happiest. You're going to produce the best shit.
And
Yeah.
I think whenever you're like becoming your most authentic self or
Yeah.
tuning back into that,
Yeah.
there's always going to be some backlash or some like obstacles or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, because I think people want you to be a perfect person or their version of what a perfect person is. And like you were saying before, how you kind of felt vanilla because you were just kind of catering to whatever you
Exactly.
thought everyone wanted to see. So just you getting back in tune with like, you know what, I'm going to be like the most motherfucking authentic version
Yeah.
is like kind of pissing people off.
Because they're just not used to it. And like they think I've changed, but actually I just haven't been showing everything for a long time. So I just feel so alive right now, you guys. I feel energized. Like I am like so happy and motivated right now. It feels so good.
You should just show up. You should flash your boobs right now.
Barely just like open it up. Like, go. This is me.
Take me as I am. Start growing out your armpit hair.
Yes, all of it.
I think just being unapologetic about it. Like, just like, this is me.
This is me, and I'm not like offending anyone or hurting. And if I am, like, you need to check in with yourself.
There's the epitome of self-love.
There's no reason for anyone not to like you. So I think just with time, as this kind of, brushes over or whatever, and the more honest you are and the more you talk about like, or at least talk about how you used to have the eating disorder and how it's not affecting you right now. And like, I think just full honesty, like to say more stuff than you ever wanted to say.
Yeah.
And then over time, everyone's going to be like, oh, well, actually she is healthy. She's not going back to her eating disorder.
Right.
Like, all of that stuff is it's just all going to blow over. And the more you can be yourself, the better it's going to be. And I'm really excited that now you get to feel that again. Because I'm sure you started that way and you were so excited to be yourself. And then you were hiding and now you're like a rebirth. And it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be great.
What was the catalyst for you?
Okay, well, to be completely honest, like,
always, please.
Always honest.
Yeah. Only on Hey Bitch, everywhere else is not.
So like I stepped on the scale and I was like, oh my God, I gained like 14 pounds in a year, which is a lot for me. And I was like, what happened? Because I started feeling like not as like energetic, not as like killing it in my workouts. And I was like, let me just see what's going on. And I was like, whoa, okay, like let's like get this back into a place that I'm happy with. And that's how it started. And I think that because I said that, people were like, whoa, like the scale is controlling her. She has an eating disorder because of that. But like for real, like I stepped on the scale and was like, whoa, like, okay, it confirms how I feel. So there we go. So that was the catalyst. And then I was like, you know what? Let's make this a thing. Like, let's turn it into me blogging again. And it just became like, I don't know, like this amazing journey that's been like 3 weeks now. And I feel so good. I'm just like so happy. And you know what? So what if it started with me stepping on a scale?
Yeah.
It's interesting because I read this other article.
It didn't start. It started with you not feeling good.
Yeah, well,
feeling
it's already
sluggish
not and even before that, actually, before I stepped on the scale, I had this epiphany that I was no longer being myself and being authentic.
Yeah.
So it was me really digging in deep and like really being like, who are you right now? And it was also me stepping, like it was everything all at once, like mental, physical, spiritual. So yeah, but anyway, I remember because right when I started this journey, all of a sudden I was like on BuzzFeed, Daily Mail, Women's Health. Like people were writing about it. I was like, dude, like I just want to like get to
live my life.
I just want to lose a little body fat. And all of a sudden it's like news. I'm like, that's weird, but okay.
There's no bad publicity.
They're doing you favors.
Really?
It's
so many people found out about you.
I can't believe
For
people
free.
even care. So anyway, like right underneath my article in Women's Health, there was a Men's Health article, and it was like celebrating some guy that like lost some weight. And
fuck you.
Literally,
Fucking suck a dick,
Literally, I don't forget what my title was, but it was something like, "Oh, fitness blogger decides to lose weight, and it's like a controversy." Something like crazy, right? And like, and people
blogger.
have feelings. And then you click on his, and it's like this whole journey started with this guy stepping on a scale, and I'm like, literally, it's like the same thing. But I'm a girl, and there's like problems because I have an eating disorder. And for him, it was like, oh, he said something along the lines of like, I felt like a potato or whatever, and it was like fine. But for me, it's not.
You're
fine.
not allowed to.
I'm just not. I'm allowed. I just have
Maybe
to like
you picked
accept.
the wrong vegetable.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like an eggplant. And then he could say potato. And
I think people don't understand too that like you said, gaining 15 pounds in a year is a lot for you.
That's
like
a lot for me.
So the first time I stepped on the scale, I didn't want to. It was at the doctor's office. It was the gynecologist, and I had gained 15 pounds too. And she was like, that's not healthy. Like she told me, and I was like, well, you know what? Like maybe it's just an off day. Like I'm out.
Shit.
She told you it wasn't
You all
healthy.
Yeah,
felt
she
judged.
told me like she's like, what's been going on? Like you last year you came in and this was your weight, and now it's this, and like before that you had gained 5 pounds, so I gained 20 pounds since I started with her.
Yeah.
And I have like I'm 5'4". I have like a smaller frame.
Yeah.
So that is a lot for me.
Yeah.
And especially when I went years hovering around the same weight. And I was like, I don't know. Like I had no answers. I was eating the same way. I was exercising the same way. But she really was like, you need to find out what is wrong because there is a problem. And some I mean, for people to just quickly be like, the scale is controlling you. I mean, you know your body, and if there's a problem or if that's not normal, then that's not normal. And so you looking into it shouldn't be judged by the masses as like them, saying that you're getting controlled by your eating disorder again. Like, you just never know what's going on in someone's personal life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, I know it was a lot of like stress with like business stuff, and things were just like taking a toll on me, and I wasn't paying enough attention to myself.
Damn it, what's that hormone? When you're
Cortisol.
Cortisol.
Yes, cortisol.
Yeah.
Cortisol.
Like,
It's a bitch, and it's a bitch to women especially.
Yeah.
fuck you, cortisol. But I was getting my brain scanned because I wanted to
See if you have one. Just kidding. Just kidding. I
mean. What?
Yeah, make her feel bad because she's gonna get so insecure now. 'Cause I really don't care.
It's a self-love episode. I'm like, fuck, they're gonna come at me now. So you and I like have a relationship where like when we roast each other, it's like it's love.
Yeah. I love it. If you're too nice to me, I'm like, oh, what's
like
wrong?
Anyway, you have a beautiful brain.
I don't. They're like, you don't have anything in there. No, but I was trying to make sure that I was maximizing my brain, right? So one thing that he was saying, not about my brain, he said I was fine. He said, in fact, I was fucking really smart, which
No,
I'm like,
he didn't.
Fine, okay, he didn't.
You're too smart.
He didn't say that.
They don't measure that in that.
Oh,
brain scale.
all of a sudden you want to talk now when it comes to roasting GM, Jess. I'm just kidding. No, but one of the things he was saying was like, contrary to popular belief that so this is a weird thing that happened in fitness where they're like, okay, you should stop eating carbs after 6 o'clock, or they had a set time, right?
Yeah.
And then they were like, that's fucking ridiculous, there's no such thing as that. But then this doctor now in 2019 was like, well, actually for women there's this whole thing about hormone growth in the middle of your fucking sleep cycle and some shit. And he's like, you're supposed to stop eating 3 hours before you go to sleep because that's when the growth hormone is like, in full effect. And that's when you're like, your body's getting restored and blah, blah, blah. He's like, the first thing you should do is work out at least 30 minutes in the morning so that you can burn off that excess cortisol. Because if you don't, the rest of the day, you just feel tense and you're just stressed. And that's where you gain like the most of your fat from that, like the cortisol levels. So he was like, work out, empty stomach,
So true.
at least 30 minutes.
And even just going on a walk, because I used to not count walks as exercise because it's just
cardio.
a walk.
Yeah.
But like it actually made a huge difference just going on a walk in the morning. And intermittent fasting, which is pretty much like it lines up with that, where you don't eat for 16 hours and then you eat all your food within 8 hours.
Yeah.
It lets your body digest too.
I had a doctor tell me, because I wasn't like sleeping a lot like years ago, and I had like all these like gut issues and stuff. She told me that cortisol is directly related to lower belly fat, because I had noticed at the same time my lower belly fat was starting to like, increase a little bit. It was that. And once I started like sleeping more and like taking care of myself, it started going away.
Yeah.
So it's super related. It's insane.
Yes.
That's why all those yoga bitches have really like nice lower belly. They're all stressed.
Okay, you know what? Like I've met some yoga people that are like some of like the craziest people I've ever met. I'm just saying, not everybody, but like a high percentage.
LA yoga
Maybe.
people?
LA yoga people I think are a whole nother level.
I think there's just fanatics in everything in life.
Yeah,
dude. 'Cause
true.
you have your vegans that are fanatics, but then you have your cool vegans, and then you have your yogis that are really fucked up, and then you have some really chill people.
Like
I think
religious
it's
people that are like, no, we just like to pray. But then people are like, you gotta pray.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's extremes in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you feel after this though? Do you feel like yes, I'm sticking to it, I'm making the right decision?
I mean, I knew from the beginning this was the right decision.
Hell
I was
yeah.
never going to sway from my 90 days. Like, I'm doing it, whether you want to follow or not. I'm still doing it.
Hell yeah.
And I'm just excited
They're not
to
going to
see.
stop following you, girl.
No,
They're not.
I think people were like, is she going to make it or whatever?
Even your biggest haters are gonna follow the journey just so they can like hopefully
See,
say I told you
right?
so or something.
And you know what? At the end, whether or not I make these numerical goals, I went through the 90 days, and that journey in
changed.
itself has made me stronger already. 3 weeks into it, mentally stronger, so much more
Commitment.
confident, happy. And so I'm just excited to see what happens in November, I think is the end date. Yeah. Right before Thanksgiving, right before the holidays, which would be nice.
You guys better make sure, if you're not following Cassey already, to go.
You tell 'em,
to,
Jess.
all of her socials and stuff in the description box and follow her journey.
Blogilates.
Check in November and see what happens.
Yeah.
Also, your videos are just great. Like they're just so relatable, and like I feel like anyone, fitness or not fitness, you could.
I don't like it. I'm challenged.
It's too happy for you.
Too much. No, it's
She loves you.
challenging.
She's really
Like she put together this event with NYX because she had her own NYX. Is that what it's called? The cosmetic line?
And like-
Wet and Wild.
Wet and Wild.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Wet and
yeah.
Wild. I fucked up. I'm just hating. That's why, because I don't have any makeup, anything. So it was this Wet and Wild event. This cut out. I don't know. This cut out. I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear
Sorry. Okay. Well, it cut out. So she put together this event. We all went there. And she was just like training us. Don't just ignore the pink guy.
he blends into the wall.
PD
It's like
with his skin and his shirt color. Yeah.
yeah, and she was like walking us through the workout, right? And she's like, okay, now we're gonna do, I don't know what you call it, but you try to make it sound pleasant and it's not. And she's like still smiling and she looks so cute and well together and presentable, and she's like doing these fucking acrobatic type of movements, and I'm dying, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm never gonna hang out with Cassey ever again. This is bullshit.
You said you couldn't even go up your own stairs.
True.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
True.
That's like my
It
goal
was
in
very
life.
challenging. Yeah.
Yay! But I need to go to barbell. You need to like kick my butt.
Oh
I wanna do your
yeah.
stuff.
Well, I probably won't kick your butt. Bart will kick your butt.
Okay, Bart can kick my butt.
will.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited for that. What would you want to do?
Anything.
That would be fun
Like
to
murder
watch.
me.
You want him to
Murder
oh my
me.
God. That's awesome.
I like that.
Yeah, I want to be so sore. I like can't even move.
Yeah, what types of exercises are you doing on this journey?
Everything. Okay, so I love ClassPass. Like
Yeah.
every night I pick a new class to go to. I'm loving like circuit training, HIIT classes, and doing weightlifting. There's one powerlifting class that I do
Ooh.
take. So I'm doing like deadlifts and
Hell
all that
yeah.
kind of stuff.
Hell yeah.
Not as heavy as you, but I'm on my way.
No, you're probably really heavy. I mean, I don't lift anymore.
Well, I saw your video. That was like intense.
Okay,
it was
fine.
really intense. And I'm doing like more running. I'm doing Pilates. I'm dancing more. That was the other thing on my journey. I wanted to do things that made me really happy. And for some reason, I just stopped dancing. So I started dancing again, and I'm just like, it just makes me smile. Like I just love it. So
What kind of dancing do you do? Please say
like-
break dancing, please.
Okay,
Oh my
it's
God.
not. It's pop hip hop
Okay, cool.
choreo. But like little fact, back in high school, I wanted so bad to be a B girl.
Oh, that is so
I took
sick.
lessons from a B-boy.
Yeah.
And I tried to like be cool, but I just like so didn't look cool.
How far did you get? Did you at least get the pose down?
We tried. I wanted to be a poppin' locker.
Oh, sick.
It's like the
But
Can you
I
do
just
any of that?
No, I can moonwalk though.
nice.
Shit, we got carbon.
He was trying to teach me how to moonwalk on my knees, and that was like next
On your
level.
knees?
On my Do you know you can moonwalk on your knees?
Whoa.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be
Yeah.
able to.
So that's as far as I
Have you
got.
ever tried pole dancing?
I have, but like it bruises my inner thighs so
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. I'm also taking these super intense stretching classes, you guys, by like this Russian
you've said enough.
medalist. Yeah. And straight up, they like sit on you in your
my God.
splits, like, and you want to die, but afterwards you just like feel so bendy and open. Like I love it.
Oh, you really want to get murdered? Okay,
yeah.
I'll let Bart know.
Murder. Death.
This is
Torture.
redonkulous. All right, where can people find you and like all this journey that you're doing?
People can find all of my blogs on blogilates.com. And if you're interested in starting any type of like free workout calendar or something, I have like a beginner's workout calendar, a 28-day challenge, a 30-day butt plan, whatever. On my blog, it's all free, and everything's on youtube.com/blogilates. Free.
Yeah.
And then thanks again to our sponsors, Lola, Noom, and Third Love. Get the new cleansing wipes or any of their 100% organic cotton products for 40% off all subscriptions. Visit mylola.com and enter BTCH when you subscribe. Noom is a habit-changing solution that helps users learn to develop a new relationship with food through personalized courses. For your trial, sign up today at Noom, NOOM.com/BTCH. And Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering our listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/BTCH to find your perfect fitting bra. And check out our Hey Bitch Highlights channel on YouTube now, okay? Links in the description. And if you haven't yet, will you leave us 5 stars on iTunes? What do we have to do? How many boobs do we have to
please.
show?
I haven't shown any boobs
No,
yet,
we
girl.
need Gina here.
We have a 9th boob under the table.
Please like us. All right, guys.
see it.
Thank
Go
you so much.
subscribe.
Thank you, Cassey.
Thank you for having me,
Cassie.
guys.
This was so fun.
Bye, bitches.
Bye.
Does that one count?
Bye.